This is a Rudek video for a certain magical index movie that we watched at the very end, basically, of everything. We're basically caught up now with index. So everything after this is going to be, waiting for season 3 to kick back up again, index 3 or whatever we can call it, when that kicks off again. But this time slot kind of thing for my channel is going to be replaced with Noragami that has been voted upon by Patreon. So click in the link in the description below. My voice is starting to die. Click in the link in the description below to go watch my reaction for the Index the movie, and then come back here for my full thoughts, ideas, and theories about this movie. It might not be too long of a redirect, but who knows? I don't know. So click away now, or be spoiled as to what happened in this movie. Okay, so Jesus Christ, I need water. Hold on one sec. I don't know why all of a sudden throat became dry. Okay. Hopefully that's better. All right, so a very cool movie. I liked it a lot. It brought back pretty much main cast from both Railgun and Index, as well as a couple background characters here and there. But it was a cool plot. Like it was interesting plot. Kind of focused more on the magic side of things, but it did have a lot of science stuff in there as well. It was a good mix of science and magic for sure, but I guess the main focus was magic. But a lot of weird things that I noticed throughout, like not really touching too much on some of the bad guys, like the one girl who is like can't die kind of thing. Like they never explained how she ended up like that. And they never explained her like bodyguards that seemed almost like drones kind of thing. And Toma was able to shatter one of the guy's arms like very easily, which makes me think like he's either magic, like a golem, or something. I don't think he's like a cyborg kind of robot dude, because I don't think Toma has the ability to shatter metal just by like punching it kind of thing. He's a magic breaker, not like breaker. So I guess they're magic, but like I don't know. She's been around since the 18th century kind of thing. Who knows? Or would that be considered the 18th century? This is the 19th century, I guess. Technically. Right? I guess. Anyways, it's like 1870, I think, is when she was still that age kind of thing. It might not even happen at that time. That was the picture that we saw was 1870. She could have been like that way since like way past, because it looks like the Renaissance era, like super like maybe even beyond that. It looked like at like medieval times. But I don't know. Like the kind of like flashback we saw, but the picture that we saw was like the 1870s or something like that with the picture with her. So we never got like any information about like how she ended up by this way and so on and so forth. But maybe we'll get some background on her, because she seems to be part of the city kind of thing, if that makes sense. She's an instrument for the upside down guy. It seems like. So we'll probably see her again, I would assume. I don't know. But yeah, so it was kind of weird not knowing anything about her leading into this movie, and then like not explaining fully like who she is and so on and so forth. Other than she's doing this to die. So like I don't know. There's a couple of things that like I'm thinking of right now that kind of are weird audio wise throughout the show. So one thing was like the vocals were very low, the battles and everything like the music was fine and like kind of loudish kind of thing like that. But like I had it at like 100 and like it was really quiet like for some reason. So I had to, like turn it up like above 100 kind of thing on my program. I actually to actually hear it. So that was kind of weird and annoying sometimes. I had to like flip between like because like I have it like a base level. I couldn't hear anything, so I turn it up to like actually hear the voices, and then like battle kicks in, and like it's a really loud, and then something like turn down, and then like wait for the battle to cease, and then like turn up again because like hear the voices. So that was kind of annoying. Another bit was near the end. This isn't like a stab or a shot anything in particular. But I noticed the bad person, the girl, whatever. She or her voice actor, not really sure. Um, I believe I believe it was like I've heard that voice before, like when she like, got all flustered and like panicky kind of thing, like that voice that like that she was talking at that time kind of thing. Sounded very familiar. I think I've heard that voice in a couple shows. I can't pinpoint right away. Um, but I've heard her voice or his voice. It might be a guy. I don't know. I mean, it sounded a lot like a guy at the end, um, in my ears, anyways. But that's because, like, I think the character that I remember that voice from was a guy. So I mean, I know a lot of girls do voices for guys like Ash Ketchum and so on and so forth, and um, a host of different cartoon characters and so on and so forth that Funimation voice actors, actresses, and so on and so forth have done in the past. Um, but it's just like I always the voice that I heard at the very end of with the main girl when she was or the bad girl I should say, um, the immortal when she was panicky and talking. Um, that voice I always pertained to this one character. I can't remember the name of or remember too much about right now. But that character is a boy basically. I believe. That's another thing that's weird with anime is like the boy girl like like Felix or something like that from oh, why am I forgetting the name of the show? like like looks like a girl but it's a boy, or vice versa, or like just stuff like that. Like like was that really a girl? I don't know. Um, but I don't know. The voices kind of like threw me off a little bit with the at the end there. But I don't know, just a little I guess nitpick of about stuff. I guess not like a shot. Like I said, it's not like hardcore like downing the voice actor at all. They did fine. It's just like that voice that they did for the panicky side of the voice. Just reminded me of a different character, and that kind of like threw my mind out of whack. But other than that, I think I like all the other. Oh, I'm not other people. All of the voice actors and voice actresses did phenomenal. I don't remember like having any issues at all with their voices. But like I said, like just that little end bit with like that like panicky voice, it threw my mind out of whack because like I remembered a different character that they voiced. But like the voice itself was fine. Um, but yeah, so the plot was pretty interesting. Uh, I guess seemed a little rushed, I guess, or something. Like they started off the movie with announcing that there's a space elevator like in the city, and then Toma was like, "Yeah, it's been there forever, don't you know?" And then, like had like flashbacks of like seeing all the different like in the distance. It's never been there, but so that was kind of weird. And then at the end, it looked like it vanished or something, and they just kind of carried on like nothing happened. Like it was kind of weird. So I don't know what that was about. Um, I don't know, But there's new saints, which was really cool. Or a saint. I don't know if she still is a saint, the girl. Because it seemed like she gave up herself, like an inner part of herself was like pushed out of her to create a new being of existence to, cause miracles and so on and so forth to save a bunch of people. And then near the end there, they kind of, grabbed hands again and started to sing like they did. And then in a way, like they merged back to each other kind of thing. Or the deed was, or the prophecy, the wish was fulfilled and like evaporated, whatever. But um, it seemed like the one girl, the one kid who was part of the flight that did the initial wish, she seemed like she got her hearing back effectively, like she can hear music again. So that's kind of what I'm wondering, like if like Imagine Breaker, Toma's punch basically did something to like either unrattle like what was wrong and like fix it, or at that time she just kind of decided to start singing, and then like they combined, and then like whatever. Who knows? I don't know. But it was really cool to see Railgun have a big influence on this movie. I was hoping. I mean, it was cool to see them off and on kind of thing. But they did have a pretty big part in it, which is good. Even Styles did as well, and 3 new characters we've never seen before, not even hinted at. I don't think. That like these like 3 little witches basically that like are following around Styles. It seems like they call him Master, so on and so forth. So I'm not sure if that's the studio kind of like pushing in some characters to like be like, yep, these are some characters, and then just like later on we'll learn about them, kind of thing, or I don't know. But I did like it. I mean, we had a lot of background characters too as well, like the fangirl. She come back as well with the swim team girls as well. When the one girl was stolen basically by Styles' group, when Index was like jumped out the window with like a ice mouth guard whatever on to stop screaming or whatever like that. I mean, what else? I mean, it's a big movie kind of thing. It was an hour and a half. A lot of things happened. A lot of cool stuff happened. I did like it a lot. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Like I said, I did love the science part of it, like the space elevator, so on and so forth. And like the kind of mix between science and magic was pretty interesting. And apparently the upside down guy, he allowed the girl to do this like experiment, which would have killed like Earth, like everybody. So he called it an experiment. So I'm not sure like what his motives were. Like, did he just allowed it to happen, kind of thing, or did he send Styles and them to go deal with it? Or I guess in this sense, he probably sent what's his face, the yellow haired kid, the one who is like who was part of Academy City, but then kind of diverted into like the magic side of things. Who is now effectively immortal, I guess, in a way. Or no, backwards. Yeah, sorry. He was a mage, effectively. He was like a magic user, but then he went and he discovered he had his immortality or thing, or whatever his ability is, his Esper ability. But I think maybe he sent him to go like protect the city, kind of thing. Because I remember him and a couple of people were like are part of like the whole team for like the whole city, the elite, so on and so forth. I loved how the sisters and Misaka and the Accelerator helped out as well. That was really fun. We saw a small smidgen bit of the sisters actually communicating through the radio, and Kuroko, saying it's like, oh, that's Misaka, but it wasn't. It was just one of the sisters, basically. So it was so close. Like I would love, I love more than anything to have the girls basically. So Satin, Ueharu, and Kuroko. I would love all of them to meet the sisters. That's one thing they have not done yet, and I'm so mad because like the sisters are like a big part of Misaka's like life, effectively, kind of thing. Like they are her, and effectively, well, they're their own person, I guess, but made from her, kind of thing. And it was like big turning point in her life. Um, in her plot and so on and so forth. So I don't know. I always feel like there should be one sister dedicated to being around music at all times to kind of learn what it's like to be normal, and then like she relay that information to the rest of the sisters so that way all of them like understand like what it's like to be normal, kind of thing. Because they seem to have a lot of questions and so on and so forth, like we've seen in the past. Like it's a couple of them just messing around, talking to each other, kind of thing. Um, but yeah, the sisters are fun. I like them a lot. So I think that's it. I mean, I kind of simplified a lot of things, but yeah, I liked it. It was a good movie. So like I said at the start of this, this is we're basically caught up with all of Index stuff. There's nothing more after this, I'm pretty sure. So we're basically gonna wait for part 3 of Index, season 3, Index 3, however you want to call it, to pop up in due time, basically. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below what you guys thought of this movie and such, like your little kind of quirks that you might have thought that was wrong or like that. Another thing, one more thing, about like the little nitpick stuff was that like when all the singing bits were happening, the dubbed had like one of the girls singing kind of thing, but the subtitles were talking about a whole different thing. I mean, it was kind of in a way one to one, but like it was like worded differently. So the subtitles up top, like like this is what the song is talking about, kind of thing. It wasn't one to one. So that was kind of like a weird thing. But let me know down below what you guys thought of this movie, and I'll see you guys when part 3 of Index kicks off again in due time. It might be later this year, might be the beginning of next year, or later next year. Who knows? I'm pretty sure it's later this year, but we'll see. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in one of my many other reactions leading up to Index Season 3. Take care, buddy.